In this tutorial I will be explaining the knit stitch and the increase 1 stitch. After casting on, you should now have 24 stitches on the left needle. The first row of the pattern for the dog's body requires you to knit 4, increase 1 15 times and then knit 5. So let's begin the knit stitch. Insert the right needle into the first stitch on the left needle, making sure it goes from left to right into the front of the stitch. Taking the yarn behind, bring it up and around the right needle. Using the tip of the right needle, draw a loop of yarn through the stitch like so, and then slip this stitch off the left needle, thereby making a new stitch on the right needle, and pull the yarn. So, insert the stitch, take the yarn around the right needle, draw a loop of yarn through the stitch, and then slip the stitch off the left needle and pull the yarn. So, in, around, through, off, in, around, through, off. You should now have 4 stitches on the right needle. The next stitch is the increase 1 stitch, where you knit into the front and the back of a stitch, thereby making 2 stitches from 1 stitch. Insert the needle into the front of the stitch, like so. Take the yarn around the right needle and pull the loop through. But leave this stitch on the left needle. Then knit into the back of this stitch, like so. And at this point you can now slip this stitch off the left needle, like so, making 2 stitches on the right needle. So once again, knit into the front of the stitch, like so, then knit into the back of the stitch, and at this point slip the stitch off the left needle, thereby making 2 stitches from 1 original stitch. So, following the pattern, you then need to do the increase 1 stitch 13 more times. In, around, through, in, around, off, in, around, through, in, around, off. And at the end of row 1 you should have 39 stitches on the right needle.